Well, Trace, I'm really looking forward to this interview coming up. We're going to be catching up with Steve from Deep Creek Road, and Steve and I are so much alike, it's not funny. Both him and I share the burden of being the eye candy of our operation. I'm the eye candy of Tracy and the Big D, and Steve, of course, is the eye candy of Deep Creek Road.
I reckon Jamie might have something to say about that.
And, we both have to put up with women off on the side that, people are looking at us, but they're trying to get the attention drawn to them. Steve, it's a burden, isn't it?
Mate, look, as they say in the classics, I'll have what he's having, because whatever it is you're taking that's giving you that perspective, I reckon it's a great place to be, and I'll have one of those.
Those rose-coloured glasses or something he's wearing.
Yeah.
Well, if people only knew me when I had abs and I was a good sort, and
mate, I've still got abs, just the layers of fat on top of them that's stopping them from shining.
No, I just have a single ab now, but what a great song.
I should just walk out of the studio and let you boys have a good old chin wag, hey?
Well, that's what we're doing. What a great song, Steve.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Mate, when did the idea come about?
Oh, look, the song was written probably about 2.5 years ago, and I don't even remember exactly how it originally got spawned, but it's, people say, well, is it autobiographical? And it kind of, it partly is and partly isn't, as probably a lot of songs are. The idea comes from things that happen to you yourself, and then you expand on that with a bit of literary license. The concept's pretty self-explanatory.
It must be pretty tough after coming off such a big song like Anchor, then to come up with the next single.
Well, look, the song we'd already had on the last CD, we've actually kind of gone backwards to this one, because a lot of people have actually emailed us and messaged us just saying that they really relate to that song and like that song. And we're in the throes of writing and demoing for an album which will be released next year, which will be all new stuff plus Anchor, which hasn't been on a CD as yet. So we kind of wanted to put something out in the market anyway, and this just seemed to be the logical thing, because it's probably one of the most, genuinely country sort of things that we've done. And like I say, just a lot of people had connected with it, and we're hoping it'll maybe reach, just a slightly different marketplace to where songs like Anchor and Willing had,
And do you have an estimated release date for that for next year? Well, your wish date?
My estimation means nothing. Look, we were thinking March to coincide with CMC Rocks when we're playing, but then it dawned on me the other day that's the worst possible time, because every artist is promoting albums and everyone's buying.
Going to be doing it, yep.
So I would say that would probably push it back to April at this stage.
You need to do a phone around and say, hey, listen, when are you releasing your album? And once you find the...
Well, even if people don't have the new stuff, just when you've got all the touring guys coming out, you've got, Little Big Town, they've got a new album in the works, which is, the first single, Better Man's already been released. And just even having Dixie Chicks and all these bands, even if they don't have new product, suddenly that stuff all starts charting again, because everyone gets excited and buys it. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we either get in before or after that rush.
So how do you think the Dixie Fix feel about being on the same bill as Deep Creek Road?
Do you know what? It's about time someone phrased a question that way, Trace. I really like the way you think. There was a photo that one of my mates put, a mate in Queensland. He'd gone into a record store and there was a cardboard cutout of Keith Urban. So he took a photo of himself with his arm around Keith and said, oh, here's me and Keith. And so I was lucky enough to meet Keith a couple of years ago, and so I messaged back and with a photo of me with Keith, and of course I had to write on it. I said, really sorry, mate, but I just had to do this. And I love the comment that someone made. They said, hey, who's that guy with Steve Simmons? And I thought, yeah, that's the right way to look at it,
See, that's a Queenslander's perspective. Our glass is always half full up here.
See, I think your glass is 3/4 full up there.
Well, it depends on the time of the night, doesn't it?
It does. And look, even if it's only 7 o'clock or, 9 o'clock or whatever, the time is up there, 9:30. It's already 10:30 here in Victoria, so you're an hour closer to drinking time than you even realise.
But it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
That's what Jimmy Buffett says.
There you go, it is. Well, folks, this has been Steve from Deep Creek Road. Get on board CMC. I don't think there's many tickets left out there, but I'm sure you'll be able to hop on to Deep Creek Road's website, find out where they're playing, where they're going, what they're doing, what they've got available to stuff those stockings for the Christmas fillers. We're going to be plugging this for the rest of the year, so make sure you get in there and buy some Aussie music for Christmas. Steve, thanks very much for joining us tonight. If only you knew me when.